So this video is of me painting over the painting in the previous video where I used only no pen pressure, so no opacity changes. This is just to show how fast you can go from that kind of painting where you would think that's very hard to paint to a more or less quite a finished painting without taking too long or without too much problem, because technically most of the values are already settled, most of the shapes are already defined. This may be sped up, but it roughly took me about 10 plus minutes, and you'll see the end result after I refined it even more. I think the mistake I've done here is mostly because I didn't do the values correctly at first, like they don't match exactly the photo reference, but other than that, I also think I painted too much, like I really went over everything. So actually you don't have to go over everything, and because actually most of the values are settled, you don't have to technically repaint almost everything. I think I painted over everything that I've done. So if all of your values are correct and they're all in the right shapes, you will see that it's quite easy to just add the gradations and just paint over a little bit here and there, and the painting will really show up by itself. It will not take too long to actually do this. So when you're used to painting without pen pressure, you know where all the values and shapes should be. You can actually skip painting without pen pressure and go straight to painting with pen pressure, because you already know that how you're going to control the values and stuff. Painting without pen pressure just shows you the thinking behind it. Like in the artist's mind, what are they doing? They're actually mapping out the values and the shapes, then they go in and paint. As in, usually they paint freehand. They will not be painting without pen pressure, but in their head they are separating the values as such. And this additional one is me actually refining it even more, because I realized that the edges are maybe all be a bit too soft, because I used a brush that was very soft, because I like the softness, but in the end it's not that finished, so I went over it. As you can see here, I didn't record it, but I went over it one more time. Also didn't really take that long, and I also kind of ended up like going back to how it was, where I paint where the values are mostly flat, because that's how it is. So another thing to take note is be careful not to, like I said, don't paint over everything, in the sense that the values are already settled. You don't have to really go in and try and shift it and add more and more and more. Usually keeping it simple is much better than trying to over render everything for the sake of like trying to make it look good, or like you feel that the more work you do, the more better it will be. Usually if you work too much on it, you will over render it and overwork it. So yeah, do try giving this exercise a go and try to learn how to think in that way, so that when you paint, you can paint even faster and better. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep creating.